Good morning, one and all present here. Today, we are having a change manager with us. He is none other than Mr. Vinod. For taking his interview, I would like to mention a quote for that personality. A mentor is someone who allows you to see the hope inside yourself. Yes, yes, everyone. She is the mentor to many people and also a soft skill trainer. She is an entrepreneur as well. She's none other than DTM Richa. Stage is over to you, ma'am.
Thanks a lot, Shubham, for the awesome welcome and most welcome to the star of the day, that is Mr. Vinod. Mr. Vinod, I hope you are there.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, fine. So, can you just tell us something about your experience as an operation manager? Where you were, what were your roles and responsibility? What were the challenges you faced?
Yeah, actually, I started my career way back in 2004 with Convergence India Services. Then I got promoted. I started as a call center executive, like taking calls and all. So once I uh, got fluent in my process and everything, then I started for internal interviews. I started giving internal interviews, and then I got promoted to a team trainer. Then it was a process specific training that I used to teach how to take calls and all in Convergence. And after that, once the Convergence career was over, it was almost like 8 years. I was working in, 4 years working in Convergence. Then I sort of think of going forward, accelerating forward. I joined TCS, worked for 6 months there, and then I joined DXC as a CSC India Private Limited as a change manager. So as a change manager, uh, what I used to do is I used to plan the IT changes. I used to help plan the IT changes. Changes are always disruptive. They are like they are needed, they are necessary, but they are always inconvenient. So this was my role to plan the change so that they have a minimum impact on business, right? So there were many kind of changes like technical changes, framework changes. I don't know how many people are there in this group who can understand technicalities, but in a simple manner, a simple example, like what is the necessity of planning a change? Necessity of planning a change is, for an example, a simple example I will quote. For example, many of you have kids, they go to school, right? They go to school. So what happens is your school cab driver, he is coming regularly at, say, for example, 8:30 a.m. Okay. So by 8:30 a.m., like I am a father, so I will pack all his bag, my my child's bag and all, and go down to at 8:25 to get the cab to so that my child can board the cab 8:30 p.m. Same goes with his mom. She wakes up at 8, then she prepares food and all. Everything is planned, right? 8:30, then I drop him off, then I go to office, then he comes at 1:30. Everything is fine. Now imagine he comes at 8:15 without notice. He's there at ringing the doorbell, and he's saying, you know what, I want to go. That was an unplanned change, because of which there would be certain things. It is uncomfortable. The mom would wake up. Mom would not know what to do. She will toast the breads and somehow manage to get on time, to pack the food and all. And then I will go down. Then late in the evening, or maybe in the afternoon, maybe teacher will call and she will say, you know what, your child forgot to bring this to the school.
Everything becomes mechanical, isn't it?
Yes, yes. So that is why it's like better to plan the changes. If that cab driver would have said evening before that, you know what, I'm coming at 8:15 to pick up your child, we would have planned the evening accordingly, plan the day accordingly. So this is what a simple layman term example is, that changes should be planned. So that is what my role was into my organization.
But
Being a
most
change.
of the things that are unplanned are what are changes, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that is correct.
And
Yes, yes.
changes are always uncomfortable. It takes lot of
Uncomfortable.
time to fix ourselves accordingly, isn't it?
Right, that is
Well,
correct. That is
why don't you tell us the name of the restaurant that you have started? Tell us something about it.
I actually see. I was again change management in my career also. See, everything was fine, everything was working, but it's like Vinod Verma. How come your life is so normal, routine life? You go to office, you do changes, you come back, you sleep, you go to exercise, you do music, everything and all. Everything is. So someone said I'm good at cooking. Someone said I'm good at cooking. So I thought let me become an entrepreneur. Why not? Let's become. Let's open a restaurant. So way back in the year 2018, I thought of why not start this restaurant and give delicious food to our colleague. Because what happened is I did a dry run. I made food, okay, with proper recipes and all, and then I sent it to my wife's office. They let them have the taste of the food, and I was just astonished to get back good feedback. They said you should opt for it. So I thought of leaving the job and thought of getting into this restaurant business.
So you
But
wanted
again, for
to have a feedback. You wanted to
uh,
take a feedback from as
live
many
feedback.
people as possible.
Yeah. Even if you go on Google and check Mom's Way, that was the name given to
Oh,
my restaurant. I gave it the name
good,
as
good.
Mom's Way,
Okay.
and that was listed in Google. And you can see like 46, 47 comments, and I was so happy while doing it. But the problem is, I did not have that much fun to carry on with it because it is not me. The whole show is not about me. It's about I'm giving training to some other chefs, cooks, and then they dig it professionally. Like I can cook for 4 people, but I cannot cook for 100 people and making the recipe same, taste same, everything same. That is not possible. Like it is like 1:100 ratio. You know, it's like a spoon full of salt is comparatively less than to make it for 100 people. I don't know how many spoons you would have to put
Yes,
in of salt.
absolutely.
Simple example, right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we are not
So
machines, we are human beings.
yeah, that is correct.
Yeah, it
Uh,
happens. Yeah.
yeah. So that is how I started, and then suddenly things were not going right. My partner was running here and there, and financial crunches started. And then I thought of closing it down. And then, thanks to this COVID, everything is shut down now. Nothing is there in my hand. So everything is like
Okay,
zero.
so what is
Okay.
one thing that is good that has happened because of this lockdown 2020? Any one thing which is good for you?
For me personally, I would say that personally nothing, not that's not, but it is like I'm quite close to my family now. I know my kid that he's falling back in these subjects, because first we never used to care. He used to have a lot of time on the laptop or on the phone. Now I know that there is a father in the house. That is me.
So
My
now
child knows that now, and it's like
he's studying in which class, which school, isn't it?
yes, and even teachers know that. Oh, you're Shaurya Verma's
Ah,
father. Yeah, I said yes, because I
good.
never used to get time to attend parent-teacher meeting as well.
Hmm.
So, as if you say what good has happened, it's like Earth has recovered. Dolphins are coming in Ganga. Yamuna is clear. Sky is clear. But what about the living thing that we need to earn?
Survival,
How can we earn?
survival,
Yeah, survive. Yes,
isn't
that
it?
is correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you feel is the role of communication skills as far as your job profile is concerned?
See, basically, I would say you might get hiccups in 1 or 2 or 3 days or weeks, because you are directly talking to US citizens or US clients. So our communication is very limited at that point of time. I'm not saying that I'm a good speaker. I can speak in public. No, I have some drawbacks. I cannot speak. I could say that I have stage fear. Loss of words, brain freezes. What to say, what to not, what not to say. So role of communication is, yes, very important, and you need to have a good communication skill if you want to impress someone. Like you did impress me when I was watching your videos and all on YouTube. You impressed me. So the only medium that one human can connect to another is the way of communication. How you communicate. How well are you able to impose your thoughts on me or the public? So it is very important, I would say.
Wow, very right. What were the challenges you faced when you were working with the Tata consultancy?
As such, normal challenges, I would say normal challenges as in longer duration of shift, lot of talking over the phone, lot of talking. You need to speak to everyone. Like there are always call waitings. You would not get breaks. You have to be well versed in your process. Why? Because if you're not well in the process, you will tend to get more time or more energy to resolve that issue. So you should have a good technical knowledge. I lack that because I'm a graduate from economics. I'm a graduate. Luckily, I got selected. I don't know how. That was my day, I think.
Some
Yes.
things just happen, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
now I
Same
have
thing
some
goes for her.
questions. Yeah,
Yes.
I have
Yes.
a rapid fire round for you. So just speak out whatever is in your heart. Delhi or Gurgaon?
Delhi.
Green or orange?
Orange background.
Okay. Well, how do you define right environment?
I define right environment. This would be a lengthy answer. Right
Speak out.
environment is, yeah, right environment would be like everyone's wishes are getting fulfilled. Everyone is like happy. Everyone is able to devote time to their families. Everyone is able to save money, probably. Uh, no complaints, no what do you say, no criminal activities around you. What else? There are so many positive things.
Okay. Do you
Right.
think it actually exists?
No, not at all. Not at all.
No,
Only
it's
in
only
dreams.
here.
Only here, yeah, only here.
Okay, age is just a number.
I would say yes, age is just a number. I was not this fat 2 years ago. I was like lean. I used to work out 2 or 3 hours a day. And that was because I was in peace. Everything was calm and quiet. Everything was doing like, chords running. I used to practice music. I used to learn music. Everything was fine. Everything was the day I started to think about my restaurant, my own business, things got negative for me.
Life is a roller coaster,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I know. I know.
So some
Yes.
things keep happening. So
Right.
what are views if I say life is a race? What do you have to say for that?
Yes, definitely. Right. Life is a race, and everyone is running for something or else, for betterment of their life, for betterment of their, if not their children's life, or maybe their parents' life. Someone is running behind, running after finances. Someone is running after spirituality, and so on. So everyone running for something or the else. So it's a race. Yes, someone tends to reach that top earlier, or someone is reaching that scales later. So it's a
Wow.
race.
Wow. It was a pleasure having you with this Zoom session. And over to Shubham. He also would like to have an
Yeah,
interaction
sure.
with you.
Just excuse me for a. Yes,
So
Shubham.
when I know that you are coming, I was very excited because I am an operation student also, right?
Okay.
So I want to ask you one little question, that after this coronavirus, like post corona, what
Post
will
corona.
be the situation in operation department? Will there be a job creation or not?
After corona, I would say, I was going through LinkedIn profiles and all. People are being shut out. You know, Ola 1600 jobs lost, Uber 2000, something like that. Even people from Zomato, Swiggy, everyone is shedding out their extra load of job employment. So post Corona, I would say that There will be hiring spree again, but it would be less, as in the pay which they are going to offer would be quite less, because there would be number of unemployed people. That is what personally I feel. So there would be mass hiring, also mass layout. It's a circle, right? Vicious circle. It goes off hiring, firing, hiring and firing. If you don't fire, then you can't hire. Same. So the thing is, once the corona is over, definitely people will get job. People do will get job earning, but the amount that they're going to get would be somewhat less. That is what personally I feel. It will be a cheap labor everywhere.
One question also, like, don't you think that if the production of India is like raising, like Modi ji is like initiating that Atmanirbhar Bharat and all, it will of course like increase the operation people's opportunity.
Yes, yes, it will. It will, because this is the right time. India shows our teeth to the world, to the China, to the US, to everyone. And we have good potential as well. So if if you want to create job, there is I mean no limitation of demands in India. Like we are like 130 crore. If we start using our own products, we will be like a supermarket itself. Getting my point? So
Yes.
it's like, stop from China, stop everything from China, stop everything from outside. Just make it here, make it in India, sell it in India. Like China did for several times. It was a closed economy. No one used to, export or import goods from China. They used to consume it all for themselves. So this is the best thing that can happen. But people need to have some nationalism in their heart. Otherwise, this won't go. Corruption is there everywhere. So
True, sir. True. So over
yeah.
to you, Richa ma'am. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks a lot. And it was a pleasure hearing your views and sharing your experiences with us. I'm sure all this is really going to help the youth, the people who are confused today. So thanks a lot for this awesome session and stay
Okay,
connected.
ma'am. Thank you,
Thanks a
Richa.
lot.
Thank you.